Hello, everybody. How you doing out there? Hopefully, you can hear me. It's going to be a little sketchy here. You guys can hear me okay? How you doing, R&R? Planet Mose, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Crazy Man D. Automotive Uploads, I'm going to address your statement here in just a minute. Robert Castillo, how you doing? Josh Davis, Derek Garcia. How's everybody doing? This is pretty janky setup here. Right over here is my cell phone lighting me. It's all there is. This is a really dark room. I mean, even just for normal, like ambient light, it's pretty dark. It's a nice hotel, but I guess it's mood lighting. This is going to make you guys wish I had the craft room back. So, yeah. But it seems like it's working okay. You guys can see me. The video feed is reasonable. The audio is decent. I knew you'd laugh at that one, Adam. Hey, Donnie, how are you? Andrew Alves. Yeah, Donnie, I don't stream very often. I prefer to make videos. I don't know. This is kind of special circumstances. I'm traveling. I don't usually have lots of time to stream, but I think there's some really good things to talk about. Paul, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Saitamask event. And actually, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it and questions and things that we can kind of address over time. But I just think it's a good time. I can see that there's a lot of tension out there. The space is pretty quiet. And I think there's some people that are dealing with some regrets and some difficulty today. And we're not going to stomp on anybody. I'm not going to rain on anybody's parade. I'm willing to be candid and honest about the Saitamask launch, talk about what I think went well and some of the things I think could have gone better too. Crypto Paradise, yeah, the staking options, we can definitely talk about that. I was actually able to watch Jake's feed. It looks to me like it's been taken down. And so, for what it's worth, I wasn't horribly offended by the whole situation. I actually was able to watch some of that live before I ended up in a business dinner last night. And I think a lot of what was happening early on in that feed was pretty tongue in cheek. The discussions about the, like $5, somebody does a shot or whatever. Just having watched Jake for a couple of months, I think that they were all pretty jovial there. It wasn't really, I don't think that was intended for him to really be asking people for small amounts of money. So it's, it just kind of was what it was. It looked to me like they dealt a little bit with Murphy's Law of anything that could go wrong kind of did. I mean, there were a lot of things that went right too, but yeah, it was a party, DeBeck. You're right. It was a party. They were there to celebrate, and whether or not it should have been streamed out, I mean, I think they were just trying to share it with us, honestly. And there were a lot of us that weren't able to be there. I really wanted to be there and see what was going on. And like I say, I think there were some things that went really well. I don't know, really well. I actually thought Max's presentation was pretty solid, talking about the Saitamask wallet. And so I don't know. It was pretty rough. That, like the Japanese artist not being able to come, and perform the song for the Wolfcaster game, and then the little video feed for Lily and that going down. Oh, Planet Mose, geez, dude. That's very kind of you, man. I don't expect anything like that, but Yeah, we talked about a little bit before the Saitamask launch. I actually talked about the fact that people have a tendency to buy the rumor and then sell the news. And so I expected that there might be some selling. I was part of the Shiba Inu launch too. And it was my first experience with that. And I was so confident that there was going to be a big pump when they launched the Shiba swap. And then nothing really happened. It was kind of, it just was kind of a nothing burger. Those of us who staked early on or got in on the liquidity pools, there were 10x rewards, but it's kind of brutal. It was kind of brutal. So this one, I kind of thought, especially when we saw the huge pump the day before, people were buying the rumor, and there was a lot of people actually talked about it, maybe being part of the FOMO crowd or the fear of missing out, people wanting to get in. And I fully expected that there might be some pullback, but it was much more severe than I thought. And even when I thought I was kind of a person that had somewhat of a strong constitution for it, it was pretty rough. Okay. So let me jump into some of your comments here and just address some of these. I will, first of all, let me just get this out of the way. Okay. I don't think Jake Gagan is responsible for the crash of Saitama. Okay. Jake has been very diligent, making content every day for months, trying to help the Saitama project. And I actually think everybody was just really, really pumped up. You've got 200 and plus thousand holders for Saitama. You've got tons of money poured in, $6 billion in market cap. And so it was just, it kind of was what it was. But, don't blame Jake. He's a young guy and he was there to party. They were there to have fun. And he's quite talented actually on camera. And recently, a lot of the videos he's been making, he doesn't just exclusively do streams, but some of his videos, I complimented him offline on some of his new content, because I can see him evolving into more of somebody who's, doing the research and trying to put out good information for the community. So, Red Sox, yeah, it wasn't their best showing. I said that on my video earlier today. It's not a really good look when you have the coin price falling and you have people that are partying pretty hard and celebrating, but there's no way that they could have expected that hard of a sell-off. At one point it was like a 60% sell-off from its previous highs. So I don't know anything JS about Zach Humphreys. But that's people, they're investing. So they're trying to make profits where they can. The presentation of the information, there were some decent things that happened. I think, they just got into a time crunch. They gave themselves a deadline. They tried to do a lot of work, and they have done tremendous amount of work. The CerTic audit, that actually held up the Shiba swap launch the same way as this one, and people were ticked off about that one too. So, I don't know. I don't want to paint it as, I'm not trying to make excuses for anybody. I'm not a part of the development team, but I can appreciate a lot of what they've done up to this point. There were some things that I wish would have gone differently, but ultimately, I'm not going to throw stones at anybody, because we wouldn't really have gotten to where we'd gotten if it weren't for Gabriel making NFTs and working on the games, and if it weren't for Russell out there on people's live streams day after day, and Max working on the wallet and paying people, engineers, to develop the wallet. When this stuff comes out, I think we're going to be moving the right direction again. Yeah, I expect it to be like an Apple reveal where they showcase the product and its functionalities. Yeah, Ham Miranda, I think we all thought it would come out a little bit differently than it did. So, let's see. I want to look sad. Are you saying I look sad? I'm not sad. It's just late and I'm trying not to be overly loud because I'm in a hotel room and there's probably somebody on the other side of the wall through my computer. And, these are complex, complicated topics. I want to be sensitive to people in the community. I think those of us who've been watching this for, 2.5 months, 3 months, I mean, it's not an old project. So you can't say, well, I've been around since the beginning. The beginning was only 6 months ago. But, I want to, I want to be sensitive to people that have been in the community. And we also have to think about the fact that half of our holders have come in like the last 4 weeks. So those people don't have the history and the backstory of some of these people and what they've done. And I fully admit, you guys, it wasn't a good look. They probably should have just had the party off camera and put together a highlights video or something, but that's hindsight, So, yeah, there was a lot of drinking and talking going on, but it was a party. It's in Vegas. I mean, that's a massive party atmosphere. So, we'll just let people kind of live their way and see how it goes here. What do I think about Lily and how Russ is also COO of Lily and Max, the software engineer? So I saw that, Josh. I started doing some looking at this. There was actually some information leaked about that prior to the launch meeting last night. My friend actually saw it and sent it to me. And this Lily that was in the little video, who's a cute kid, was actually in a video previously, kind of touting Saitama. So the association that's there between Russell and the people associated with the Lily group has been going on for some time. I like Russ. Russ is a smart guy. It might be good for that Lily project. I don't fully understand what they're trying to do there yet. And there's some other questions that I have there too. I've been traveling and I haven't had much of a chance to read into it, but Max as a software developer seems highly competent. And the part of what they're trying to do is create a payment system be inside the world of medical finance. And that's what Max does. Max is a point of sale engineer. I mean, that's what he does. He's a software engineer who creates point of sale systems. So, I mean, if I had a team, I wouldn't be unhappy to have those guys on my team. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying too, Gemini. I mean, Jake's been, the project wouldn't be as advanced as it is without the work that Jake put in the development team. But Jake is not part of the development team. We should also know that. Jake's a content creator. He, he was there. He had the opportunity to showcase some of what was going on, and some of the other streamers were there too and showcase some of what was going on too. And, like I say, I'm almost ready to put that part in the past because it is in the past and there's nothing we can do to change it. Hindsight would have been nice if it was more professionally put together, if all the parts would have worked as they should have. But it was still a pretty massive event, you guys. And I know there's two or three people now have talked about the AMA. Steve and Russell are going to do an AMA tomorrow. It says 4 p.m. I don't know what time zone they're talking about, but and it says Russell will clear everything up. I don't know what there is to clear up. I think they really did suffer from some Murphy's Law. The feed, bringing Max into the feed kind of went strange. They allowed people to just ask questions, which is kind of nice. Just an open format. And some of the questions didn't end up being questions. And, it probably could have been done better, but I don't know if I could have done it a whole lot better, because these people are all trying to do their own businesses and their own jobs and donate their time to the project. So I missed a super chat here. John from Down Under. G'day, mate. Love your content, my friend. Keep up the good work. Thank you, John. I appreciate you. And we'll revisit this one too. Planet Mo's. It just says, love your work and all you do. Just one way of giving back. That's super, super kind of you. And so unprofessionalism. Yeah, I can agree with Jimmy Styles. It just says unprofessionalism. It took away from the focus. Well, the truth is, I think the focus was to have a party. They were there to celebrate the launch of the Saitamask wallet. The CertiK audit being delayed caused some issues there where, the Saitamask wallet will most likely launch in the next 2 weeks, like Max said. And we want to make sure that we get it right, because if that comes out and it's not 100%, then it really would be bad for the project. And yes, I don't know. There were some even discussions about the Hakkasan itself may not allow professional camera crews, because I know they'd intended to have professional camera crews there. It just, again, it was what it was. Yeah, and could it have waited? Again, in hindsight, I think they tried to plan ahead so we have some excitement, some things to look forward to, and a way to communicate that they were working on it. Yes, the Saita wallet, the hard wallet that they're talking about, that is an exciting idea, and the product that they showed looks really cool to me. I mean, I don't know how far they really are into development on that, or how they came up with the picture that they used that looked almost like a smartphone screen. But that looks leaps and bounds ahead of the Ledger wallets that are almost look like a USB stick, like easier to interact with maybe. So, I thought that was really interesting. That was something good that came out of it. Somebody got a Tesla. If you were that guy, you had a great night. That was a good thing that came out of it. Yeah, let's see. What needs to happen for the next event is to rent out a place, a stager, hire a small. Yeah, I kind of thought that too in looking at going. Like, it would have been nice to actually host a launch event that was more in like a stadium type setting, with just chairs and big screens. And I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry, and that's how they would present to us. And then after the big presentations were done, we actually did an event at the Hakkasan one night. And, so just separating those two events out might have been more successful and something that they can think about in the future. It's, I guess we all have to live and learn. Did they plan on having some guy play the guitar live on the stream? No, Josie. So that individual who's a Japanese musician who's popular in Japan was supposed to actually come live to the event and perform this song that's like the theme song for the Wolfcaster game. And he actually flew all the way to the United States, and something wasn't right with his visa, and he wasn't able to enter the country. So they did the best they could. The guy made a video, he sent it over, and that's what they played at the event. Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I agree. And I think, you guys, we really have to keep in perspective how amazing this project is compared to other cryptocurrencies, and especially community coins. Many of these community coins are a basic game and a few listings, and that's the end of it. That's the plan. That is the roadmap for these coins. So, yeah, it's big. This project still has a ton of potential, things that we're doing that nobody else has done. Oh, staking. Yeah, somebody asked me to talk about staking. And so automotive uploads, I appreciate automotive uploads that you're bringing. You've had some comments that have been critical, but I think fair. And now you're bringing up positive points too. So I appreciate that. You're giving a balanced approach here. So the staking, and I really only saw it briefly because I was sitting in the airplane trying to watch the video at like 1.5 to 2 speed to try to get through it. But it looked like if you stake for 30 days, it's 2%, and then up to 90 days, or at 90 days, maybe it goes to 4%, and then it goes to 6%, plus you got 2% in reflections. So you could be getting upwards of 8-ish%. That looked really positive to me. So Russ shouldn't have overpromised. Well, you know, JS, again, I think, I don't know if you would, it turns out in hindsight to be overpromising, but I'm sure that they thought they were going to get these things. It's just like KuCoin. We still haven't listed on KuCoin. It's been over a week. And, you think that something's going to happen because your side of it is done. You're trusting in professional organizations to get their part done and get things launched, but it just didn't come through. So you're right. They overpromised, and in this case, they underdelivered. But Russell has never said anything that didn't end up coming to fruition. Okay, so there's a difference between being off in your timing and being blatantly dishonest or being, misleading intentionally. I don't think that that's the case at all. Russ has been trustworthy. I've been watching him pretty much since the middle of August, and every single thing he said that they're going to do, they've done. And so, I'm gonna cut him some slack there on that one. Definitely top 5 exchange a few weeks back in September. A-list celebs, John Sally. In their own time frame, those guys are definitely A-list celebs. I didn't get to see who all else was there. There may have been some people there that didn't really want to be on the camera, so I don't know. Zach and Austin. Zach and Austin were there. I've watched their content for a long time. I think they're good guys. They're credible. They do YouTube a lot. They cover a lot of different coins. And so I'm so confused. What are the exchange listings? So automotive uploads, it could be a couple of different things. We're listed on multiple centralized exchanges like LBank, Hotbit. We're supposed to be listed on KuCoin. We're on Bitmart, but then there are other things that are going to be listing on our exchange, like Lily, and there are multiple ones that Russell brought up the other day. So, but staking and APY, that looks awesome. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Robles. Legend is an Australian word that I'm really fond of. So, hey, Robert, how are you? Beck, I'm sure I'm getting way behind here, you guys. Big fan of your content. You don't give yourself enough credit. Oh, guys, I just do the best I can. Okay. Really know about any of the devs minus what we see online. Always do your own research, including with this project. But I'm telling you, from what I've seen so far, these guys have done well. Question, do I think this project is worthless now? Absolutely not, you guys. This project is brand new. It's just barely starting. So there's lots of other stuff. Automotive uploads. I'm going to answer this one for you too, but we're supposed to be listed on KuCoin. There's rumors about, Binance and Coinbase, but those are really rumors at this point, as far as I'm concerned. So, Uniswap. Sorry, guys, I'm going to keep going. Technical question. If Saitama got to SHIB's 405 price, what would the market cap be? Yeah, well over 100 billion at the current coin price. So right now we're at 601. To get to 7 zeros or 5 zeros 1, we would be at 44 billion. To get to 4 zeros 1, we would be at 440 billion. So we would be the size of Ethereum almost if we got that far. So that's a long ways off. So not too worried about that one. Jeez, guys. I don't know how to set mods. Whoever volunteered to be moderator, I appreciate it, but I don't know how to set them. So, don't hate on Jake, guys. That was just somebody doing their best. You know, I think things got a little out of hand, but you know, these are good people. They're out enjoying themselves. They had a rough night. So yeah, pre-recorded presentation might have gone really well. 3 more zeros, I'll be able to sell. Okay, I'm going to try to catch back up with the comments here. Planet Mose, how is staking going to work? Okay, let me see if I can pin this one. Okay, how is staking going to work? Simply loading tokens onto the side of wallet, or would it be like providing liquidity pools, or both? Okay, so usually there's a difference between putting your money into creating liquidity pool tokens and staking. If you put your money into liquidity pools, or they sometimes will actually make a separate token that's a liquidity pool token. And so your money goes in and you have to match it. You actually have to put both sides of the transaction in. So say you were pairing Saitama with Ethereum, you would have to put in both Saitama and Ethereum at the same level. And sometimes they'll create a liquidity pool token that's kind of separate for you to as a placeholder for your money. But a lot of them, just staking, you don't have to create liquidity pool tokens. You essentially just put your money in staking. I could show you what it looks like in Shiba Swap because I have both liquidity pool tokens and stake tokens, but it's very easy to get your liquidity pool tokens or your staked tokens out. You just unstake them and you earn whatever rewards are promised to you in that. The liquidity pool tokens are separate. And so I'm not quite sure how they're going to do that, Planet Mose, but it should get interesting. You know, I look at it as if I'm going to be holding for a longer term, I don't see any reason not to stake and get additional rewards. I may not stake everything. So only company that offers their own exchange, hardware wallet, metaverse, and blockchain. Yeah, crypto paradise. There's a lot of amazing things coming. And like I said, for me, I've never seen Russell say anything that he didn't come through with. So I know they're going to work to get this done. It'll be interesting to see how quickly they can pull all of that off. I mean, there's a lot of ambition in that statement if you look at it. The metaverse, which is really relatively, as far as I can see, undeveloped. The hardware wallet should be doable because those already exist. And so essentially just trying to improve upon something that's already out there. And then blockchain, there's lots of people who've created their own blockchain up to this point. You've got Cardano, you know, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, I know, is working on Shibarium, their own blockchain. There's other projects working on their own blockchain too. So Shiro Inu. I'm not in Shiro Inu. I don't know what that is. I can't even pronounce it. I'm not in it. I don't have that one. Don't know much about it. Okay. Yeah, the Certic audit, you guys. Certic is kind of an interesting company. When they were working on the Shiba Inu audit for the Shiba swap, they actually posted like it was almost like trolling the Shiba Inu community, where they're like, guess what AMA we're having tomorrow? And it was like S and 4 dashes like you see on Wheel of Fortune or whatever, like word guess, like hangman game. And so everybody thought Shiba. Well, it wasn't Shiba. So then everybody was ticked off about that. But it ended up taking longer than everybody thought for that Certic audit to get done. But you want it to be right. Trust me, you guys, when you're putting your hard-earned money in there and starting to interact with the blockchain, if something goes wrong there, you want to talk about watching a project fall apart. It's brutal. So, all right. You can be 1,000 times nice and give good info, but one time bad, yeah, and you're marked as the devil. Omar, it's the truth, you know, and unfortunately, kind of in the world we live in today and the society that we live in today of kind of this cancel culture, it's dangerous to make mistakes, you know. People are pretty unforgiving, and quite frankly, most everything we do now is recorded, you know, so you can't ever unlive it. It's hard to apologize. I'm sure what you're going to see coming from people are some apologies and some statements of, just, hey, this is what happened. But guys, trust me, what happened with the price of Saitama, that didn't have anything to do with that party last night. I don't think people were selling out because they weren't happy with the way the launch party was going or what any YouTube streamer was doing. I think we had a massive run up the day before. I mean, I was shocked, man. If you guys could have seen my wallet, it was crazy, you guys. It was hard to not think about taking some profits for me at that point. And I didn't. But it just, people started selling, big whales start selling, and then people panic and they start selling at the absolute worst time. And the whales know this, how this works. And then they all just buy back in at the bottom. And you end up getting the same amount of tokens you had for 40% discount, So Hawk's Nest, I don't know if you're asking about what happened. Just people were unhappy with the way the live stream, Jake had a live stream going at the party. People were unhappy with the way that it went. And so, it's just, again, guys, I'm not going to read too deep into it, and we'll see how people respond, and, hopefully people will be understanding, give people a chance, but it's, it was a party, It's definitely not his fault. Clouds 858. Okay. That people didn't sell $2 billion worth of Saitama because somebody had a drink. So, all right. It's probably the reason I don't drink, though, you guys, besides like my religious beliefs. we don't do a lot of drinking. We're pretty boring people in my religious community, but you're generally speaking, people's ability to make better decisions doesn't increase with consumption. So, all right. Yeah, Richard, you're welcome for the spreadsheets. Happy to do that. Onboarding occurs after the audit. That's correct. What's wire? Yeah. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Harry Nicholas. I'm going to read your comment here. It says, this is a scam, but that doesn't make you mean you can't make money. All this crap are scams, you idiots. These guys know how to market their scams too and run with it. I don't think it's a scam. I definitely think you have to be careful with crypto projects, and they are highly, highly volatile. But if you look what's going on with cryptocurrency in general, okay, I'm not saying Saitama, I'm not saying every altcoin that's out there. There's 14,000 altcoins, and not all of them will survive. Most of them won't. There's only 180 fiat currencies. But, I think Saitama has the most legitimate run at it of any of these community coins that I'm seeing. You're seeing Bitcoin now be the national currency of countries. Okay, so cryptocurrency is here to stay, and it's going to continue to develop, and it's going to continue to get better. But it's interesting. So Crypto Gem says it was an orchestrated dump. I don't know how many people sold. I haven't gone through and tried to research which wallets were selling and in what quantities. And it was a big drop, no doubt. People talking about Willie D. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm not really going to jump in on that. Okay. Yeah. Omar, people are upset, that it's Omar saying, people should stop complaining and just find a different project. Well, people are angry. This was a big hit. It was to watch that drop so hard. But again, if you watched my video earlier, I'm going to share my screen and show you guys just to give you a little perspective here. Okay. I won't be able to see myself in the comments while I'm doing this, but let's look at this. Okay, so here's the current price of Saitama: 9492, 9497. That's a market cap of just about 9.5 billion. Okay, we're really just back to where we were 3 days ago, 4 days ago. It was never over 9.5 billion in forever. Okay, right here, 11 is the first time we crossed 10 billion. And then we pumped hard to 14. That was pretty much a 2-day monster run. And now we're back to where we were 4 days ago. So we can't really make this something that it isn't, I mean, yes, it pumped really hard. And then, yes, it fell really hard. So, Harry, please keep it PG, my friend. So, so I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in here, you guys, that you guys are throwing at me that I haven't seen. So let's see. Why don't you guys hit me with a couple additional questions here, and then let's look at moving forward here. Planet Mose, regardless of how your view is on yesterday, the dev team is unmatched. The community is unmatched. Plenty of positive faces for Saitama. Let's keep the love. Yeah, that's, I'm still there too, Planet Mose. This is a situation where, you've got people out front leading. Let's see if they continue to demonstrate what they have up to this point. This one day, this one event was not their shiniest moment, but the Saitamask wallet should launch in the next 2 weeks. Let's give them an opportunity to get that out there and see if it doesn't change the crypto space, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm using the Coinbase wallet and it sucks. I'm using Uniswap and the fees are insane. So either we're going to have to get coins listed on centralized exchanges, or we're going to have to come up with better solutions in the DeFi space. So I'm interested to see where that takes us, where it leads us. I don't know who's texting me. I'm going to lose my light for a minute. Okay, it's my wife. So, all right. So it is starting to recover, you guys. The price somewhat. It was up higher earlier today, but let's just see where this goes. Let's see where it goes. Where is Saitamask? Saitamask is still in audit, so it will release when it's passes the audit and it's prepared and ready for the market. Yeah, so Trip D, I'm going to address this one right here. Okay, so this people got really upset that Jake was asking for donations for drinks and the drinks were free. Jake does not care about donations for drinks, you guys. He was trying to have some fun. I think he thought it was tongue in cheek. He thought it was humor. He was talking about getting Austin, basically blackout drunk. It wasn't a great look, but he wasn't serious. The guy's not trying to get $5. I can tell you, when you have 40,000 YouTube subscribers and you make a video that's getting 20,000 views every time you post them, he's probably making a couple $100 on every video he makes, times 5 a week is $1,000, $4,000 a month on his side gig. He doesn't need to get $5 for a drink, but it was just, again, it would have been better to not film the whole party. So, all right. Yeah. let's see what we got here. So this is Jimmy Styles. This is why PR is very important when trying to invest or convince investors to invest. People need to be vetted beforehand. I'm not sure. Again, I'm seeing a lot of stuff here in these notes that I'm going to have to dig deeper into and see what's going on. But yeah, you guys keep it above board here with some of the hate stuff. It's just what all this is going to do is bring more and more negative attention to the project. Okay. So the past is in the past. I would suggest we either, I guess, people are going to have to decide if this is a deal breaker for you and you need to move on. You could, but I think there's still a lot of positive coming. Okay. We're still talking about some talented people who've already brought some interesting things to the marketplace. And, there's massive deals out there. We've got deals put together with the retired NBA Association. They got the professor on as a spokes guy. Willie D, I'm seeing people kind of hating there a little bit, but he's got some amazing contacts and he's got a massive following. So it's out there. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes forward. But again, I'm not gonna throw rocks at the community. You guys, they're doing something nobody else has ever done before. So I'm willing to let that play out. I mean, so far it's been amazing. And even with the massive drop in the last 2 days, which again went up in 2 days and it came back down in a 24-hour period. We're basically right where we were 4 days ago. I'm just taking a deep breath. We'll see if we can find some support here and move forward. Okay. All right. Yeah. Dairy Wary says all crypto has to mature. The top 10 coins that are the top 10 now were all extremely volatile in their early stages. Cryptocurrency is very volatile. That's what attracts people to it. In terms of investing, they're hoping to make large gains in short amounts of time. So if you're a trader trading in and out of this stuff, if you have something that's volatility is 1% or 2% a day, like a really mature stock, it's hard to make big gains on that. So people who are wanting big bets, they don't mind seeing these massive swings. And this one was beyond massive. It was a big swing, price swing. Too late to get into Saitama. Eric Blancas. Well, it's better to get into it today than it was yesterday. I can tell you that. So no, it's not too late to get into Saitama. We're still at 230,000 holders. Okay? Shiba Inu has close to 1 million holders. So it could 5 times the number of holders. And there's still lots of potential. And they're still doing a lot of things. If these will, everything that they're saying they're going to do comes to pass, imagine what that could mean for the project. If they get a true metaverse situation set up so that they can interact with people in terms of business transactions or medical transactions, payment systems in medical, their own blockchain, just a wallet that makes it crazy easy for people to transact. I don't know how long you guys have been investing in crypto, but some cryptocurrencies are crazy hard to buy. I actually bought some Ikura and it took me like 2 hours to figure it out. Watching tutorial videos and trying to go step by step is difficult. Okay. I'm going to miss a lot of comments here, you guys. I'm going down to the, I'm going to go down to the bottom here. Well, here's one in Spanish. Con lo que, oh, I missed it. Let me read this one, guys. There's a Spanish question in the feed, and see if we can make this multicultural. I may have lost it. I've lost it, you guys. And this internet is slow enough that it's hard to keep up with the comments in the scroll. Any new contest, Adam? Yeah, I've been thinking about doing something for Thanksgiving. I don't really know what to do. I'm going to have to try to figure something out here. Maybe we'll just buy some and give it away, do a giveaway to somebody in the community. That was a lot of fun to do the jelly bean contest, and it was really enlightening. And then the coin highly exceeded everybody's expectations. So if we were to have the same volume that SHIB had in October with its bull run, how much do you think we would burn if it's still in the 6 zeros 1 to 2 range? Okay, it would burn a lot, you guys. It would burn a lot. So, and then PUBG, I had it kind of marked out at burning like 1% per 11 days, like 20% per year on the Shiba volume. So let me see here. Julian Padillo. Yeah, okay. That was this question right here. Thank you, Julian, for the super chat. It's kind of you. But yeah, I have a video about this, Julian, that I did just a few weeks ago that was like new thoughts on the burn. So if you watch it, I actually address this one very detailed and show in that spreadsheet what that would look like. So I'm going to hit this one too. PUBG, how long will it take to drop 2 zeros? Okay, so PUBG, it depends on if you're talking about 2 zeros from here or 2 zeros from when this goes from 7 zeros 9 to 6 zeros 1. Okay, from 7 zeros 9, we're going to burn 1 zero anytime in the next instant, you know. So that zero is pretty easy to burn. If the second one takes us to 5 zeros, I actually think that's possible in the next 12 months. I've got videos about that before too. I kind of took a lot of heat for not being so optimistic as to say that we would burn 2 zeros by the Saitamask launch, putting us at 5 zeros by the Saitamask launch. But I understand the way the market cap and the price are correlated, and I just thought it was too fast. I actually made not a $20,000 bet, but I actually told Cuff and the Dip in his stream that if somebody's prediction came true that it would burn 2 zeros by the Saitamask launch, that I would donate $20,000 to his channel, because I would have been a millionaire if that would have happened. And, you know, it didn't play out that way, but I do think it's possible. And really watching what happened with Shiba Inu back in October, it basically went from where we are now, you know, 3 to 4 billion to 40 billion in like a week. So cryptocurrency can do crazy things, you guys, but we need to keep building. We need to get listed on more centralized exchanges. Having the Saitamask wallet will also really help with that. But when you list on centralized exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, you're instantly exposed to millions of potential investors. So yeah, this has come up before, Meta. I'm going to drop this on here again, but Steve Rick holds with AMA. The digital dollar source says Amazon, eBay confirm payments. The roadmap and Amazon are completed. Okay, yeah, there's some things coming in terms of a store within the Saitamask wallet that we may be able to interact with Amazon, do our shopping basically through the coin or through the Saitamask wallet. But also Steve is holding an AMA tomorrow with Russell, and it sounds like they're gonna be talking about their thoughts on how everything went, and hopefully clearing some things up and addressing some of what went down there. So yeah, I don't know. Christopher Bordeaux. I don't know which part you're referring to there, Christopher, if you're talking about people's comments or if you're talking about Saitama. So if you want to elaborate. When's Lambo? Yeah, that's What prize will be if it's as much holders as Shiba then? I don't know what you mean by that. False funds. Yeah, we're getting spammed out here, guys. So please don't spam. Okay. Launched in 2 weeks, so you could still be a millionaire. No, by the real release. Omar. Yeah, we'll see when that drops, how things go. I actually think it will be very helpful to see the Saitamask actually go live. And guys, I'm just telling you, my experience has been, while the timing isn't always on the money with the dev team, this everything that they've said they're going to do, they've done. Okay, so I'm not gonna lose hope here until I really see them just completely miss, or just not come through, or come back and say, hey, we're not going to come through, or I'll quitting or something like that. I don't think that's going to happen. These guys are driven. They've got a clear path where they want to be, and I think it's going to go well. So, all right. 200 to 300 ETH. Yeah, people sold hard, you guys. There was a huge amount of volume the last 2 days, pushing $300 million per 24 hours in volume. So yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, Adam, here's a question that I've said I would do in the past. Okay. So if I decide to sell Saitama, or sell some Saitama, or take some profits, I'm happy to let you guys know in advance of doing it. Hey, I have never sold a single coin. I've bought on about 7 different occasions, some of them for tutorials. But yeah, I'll try to be transparent with that. And really, for me, it comes down to having some goals. I have some specific price targets that I'm trying to hit, and we're far away from them right now. But if we get there, I mean, if we're investing, you guys, we're trying to improve our lives. We're trying to make money. So if we get to those points, then I will probably take some profits. I actually said in a video when I bought I bought a dip where we went back on between 7 and 8 zeros, when we burned 8 to 7, and then we fell back below that, and I end up buying it. For me, that price target NAV is going to be around 5. So NAV's asking, what's my price target? For me, that price target is somewhere between 6 zeros 8 and 5 zeros 1. So, and I'm not selling everything that I have either. I'm thinking long term on this, you guys. This thing could be crazy. It could be crazy. Yeah, when I bought $1,000 worth, and I said, if this goes really well, I might actually take some profits on this at the end of the month. Well, that $1,000 that I put in now is worth like 10 grand almost, because it 10x'd from where I bought it. But I haven't sold any of that either, and I really don't plan to. I'm just at some point, though, if you don't take some profits, then I don't know what the point is, holding till you're dead. I would like to pay off some debts, or my wife has some student loans because she went back to school, and she's amazing, but was really expensive. So that's something that we can work towards. Yeah. Well, guys, are we winding down here? You guys feeling a little battle worn on this conversation up to this point? I'll give this about another 10 minutes, and then I've got to get some sleep, because I'm going to I'm in North Carolina to evaluate a business that our family's looking at bringing to our community. It's based out of North Carolina, bringing it back to our community in Idaho. And tomorrow is our discovery day. I'll be meeting with some folks in the morning, so I'm going to have to call it before too long. Total market cap of the crypto market grew $2.4 trillion in a year. Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. And guys, I'm telling you, in my opinion, cryptocurrency is here to stay. It's a way of the future. And, you know, relatively few people are invested in it at this point in time. So as awareness grows, I think we need some regulation, honestly, because the investment community at large is not recognizing it, and the government's not allowing it in the United States to be more broadly used in investments. There's a type of investment called an ETF, or an exchange traded fund. Back in August, there was a conference called the B Word Conference. With the B word was Bitcoin. And there were some high powered individuals in there, including Elon Musk. And they were talking about cryptocurrency and investing. And one of the women that was involved is a person who's very high in investments in terms of creating exchange traded funds. And they want to create cryptocurrency exchange traded funds to make it easy for common investors to be involved in it. But they can't really do that right now because the government's not allowing it. They're not allowing, they need to have enough regulation in order to create enough trust or confidence in cryptocurrency to allow them to package them up to sell to the masses in investment. So yeah, Debek, when you say we're all blockchain pioneers, that's true. I mean, Bitcoin's been around for a long time, but we truly are new. I mean, we're early adopters of these blockchain type investments. All right. You guys, I can see people's nerves are pretty raw with what's going on, just based on what's going down in the comments. So I'm going to try to keep it positive. I'll try to be realistic with you too, though, guys. I mean, I'm not trying to paint this all color, like rose colored. I'm not wearing rose colored glasses on it. It's great. I mean, it's just something that we're going to have to work through and see how it plays out in the long term. Adam, thanks for being on the stream tonight. Appreciate you always, your positivity and your kindness. So, yeah, you're right, Sal Diaz. That is part of the deal. The government needs to figure out how to tax it appropriately. And if they can figure that out, trust me, they'll be all in on cryptocurrency. So, Robert, thank you. I appreciate that. Just says, she's saying I'm doing a good job. I'm doing the best I can, guys. I'm not really a cryptocurrency professional. I just picked Saitama as a project in August that I believed in, and I wanted to create content to help the project and the community grow. So try to keep it honest, and we'll keep bringing you as real of information as we can. I always try to back up everything I'm talking about with data and places that you can go and verify exactly what I'm saying for yourself. I try not to put out a lot of conjecture or like just empty bold predictions or clickbait headlines. And so it's going to get easier, you guys. I mean, the good news is it would take a lot for us to be revisiting these kind of community lows or social lows associated with the project. It's been so positive up to this point, and it will return to that, in my opinion. It's it's a project that still has tremendous potential. It's they're doing things that I've never seen before. I mean, I'm relatively new to cryptocurrency, but even when I'm out looking at other projects, it's been very different. Levy, how long have I been investing in crypto? I invested in Dogecoin originally through Robinhood, so that's going on now probably over a year. And then when I started actually investing in DeFi projects through Coinbase Wallet, that started with Shiba Inu back in March of this year. So 7-8 months, which Not very long. Not very long. Nothing compared to traditional types of investments. I actually worked in the financial industry as a investment advisor for 5 years back like 15 years ago. So I've always invested and done things with small investments. Most of my serious, what I call my serious money, my retirement money, I still work with professional advisors, and it's in, retirement accounts and investments that are less volatile, because it's my retirement. It's what I'm hoping to live off. Now this actually is factoring in, but it's I only invest money in cryptocurrency that I feel like I can afford to lose. And even then, when you have a massive upswing and then take big losses, it's still hard. So, do I get paid to promote Saitama? Max W. I do get paid to promote, I guess, to make YouTube videos, because I have almost 9,000 subscribers, but I'm not associated with Saitama in any way, and I've never been paid to promote anything. I have never tried to. There are coins that have contacted me and asked me if they could pay me to promote those directly, and I've never made a single video because I'm not trying to be a YouTuber for my profession. I have a profession that I don't plan on leaving. I don't plan on doing this full time. If you go back and watch my original video, the very first one I ever made, it's horrible content in terms of its quality, I guess. But I talk about helping Saitama become a top 100 coin and having 1 million holders in the project. And when I accomplish those goals, I'll really strongly be evaluating whether I'll continue making content, because what I do get paid to make YouTube videos is not enough to really sustain my family. Is definitely enough to give me some side money to invest in more cryptocurrency. But yeah, I don't have any association with Saitama team, or I've never been paid. No one's ever paid me anything besides the YouTube ads that are linked to my videos. So let's see. Thank you to Chad813 for your super chat and your kindness. Andrew Alvis, a couple of big influencers mentioned that a bear market, normally altcoins, etc., drop around 85 to 95%. Man, I don't know. That's pretty much like a rug pull at that point, if you ask me. But I mean, our project the other day, from its very highest of highs, I mean, and things were pretty erratic. If you guys were trying to follow, I follow on Etherscan, CoinMarketCap, and CoinGecko, and they were having a hard time keeping up with what was going on. The reporting was all over the place, but I don't know about a 95% drop being just a regular market correction in an altcoin. But most altcoins are not going to make it. I'm telling you, there's damn near 15,000 of them. And that's just, and what is their purpose? I mean, they really need to bring something to get this, to have some staying power for the long term, which is what I see this development team trying to do, So, which is why I'm still pretty, I hate to use the word I'm bullish, because people use that a lot, but I'm still pretty positive about this project. We're very early. None of the major projects that they're working on have come to fruition yet. So Nick J, crypto is gambling. Yeah, crypto can certainly be gambling, but you can gamble with the stock market too. If you start using leverage, or you start doing a lot of options trading or those kind of things. As a broker, when I worked in the business, I saw some fairly wealthy people lose a lot of money really fast working with an investment advisor. So crypto is volatile. It's highly volatile, but I don't know if it's necessarily gambling. I mean, I wouldn't call investing in Bitcoin gambling or Ethereum gambling. These altcoin projects are much more volatile, but I don't know. All right, let's see what else we've got. Do I use advisors that comment on every comment on my videos? Scammers, yeah, seriously. You got that right, JS. The people that are the WhatsApp people, I'm going to pin that comment so you guys can see it. Those people piss me off like nobody else. I try so hard to take them down, and YouTube actually does have a place where you can go in and you can basically omit the use of certain words. So I'm trying to get ahead of them and target everything they can use, like fingers pointing up, arrows pointing up, call me, message me directly. Yeah, it's super, super annoying. Don't ever, you guys, don't ever respond to anybody asking you to contact them directly to give you special advice. Or the other ones that really bother me are there'll be a comment that comes in and it already has 15 comments attached to it. And it's like, oh, I always thought cryptocurrency was so hard. And the next one will say, like, well, I used to think it was too, till I started working with Steve. He's the best guy ever. Oh yeah, Steve's the best. He helps me make a lot of money. It's just all bull crap. They're just, I don't know if it's scams or if they're trying to get you to subscribe to something, but just watch out, you guys. Be a little suspicious. It's a healthy way to be, especially in this. Do I feel the AMA tomorrow will have more info or more damage control from Russ? I'm sure that AMA will be clarifications on some of the things that they've already talked about, and there'll be some damage control there too. I would assume. I mean, I don't know. I've actually never spoken to anybody on the development team except for the real Saitama queen, whose name is Rhea, who is Russell's administrative assistant. And I'm sure I could. They're very open to having conversations, but you have to do it in a live stream. And I'm working like 60 hours a week. So let's see. I'm going to take a couple more. I'm getting kind of down to that window here, guys. I don't know if Russell will blame people, JS, but Certic, they're not done with their audit. I don't think you really have to blame them. They have to take the time they have to take to get it done right. And, you know, they tried to estimate when they thought it would be done, when they thought they would have it done, and they missed their estimate, you know. Whether it's a wise idea to try to project that and put yourself out there ahead of the actual delivery, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, people do get pretty upset about it. So, Kaido X, thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Bear sauce. I try to get. I don't know what you're talking about. Some of these comments coming in, you guys. Yeah, Dennis Thompson. I don't ask for donations. I don't do massive giveaways, and I don't have a donation wallet that people can contribute to. Some people are very kind and do contribute in these streams, but I almost don't ever stream either. And I'll try to figure out what to do with some of these super chats and give back to the community. I think because it's fun and it's a way to engage people and just to say thanks. You know, you guys people have been extremely kind to me, but I think if you go back and review my content, you'll see it. I'm kind of the guy that does the under promise. You know, I try not to over promise and under deliver. I don't have much to deliver, but it's, you know, we just try to keep it as real as possible and stay positive and look for the good, but not over promise to the point where people have highly unrealistic expectations for cryptocurrency because sometimes it happens, you know, or they know the one guy with Shiba Inu that put in $17 and became a millionaire. And everybody thinks that that's going to repeat itself over and over and over, and not so much. All right. The comments are just getting away from me to the point where I have no idea now what you guys talk about. Can Saita hit? I'm going to try to count the zeros here. 6 zeros, 5 by end of year. That I believe is very possible. we're talking about, to hit 605, we're talking about $20 billion. And if it does that, my guess is it's going to happen relatively quick, because as fast as it went down 2 days ago, when it goes up, when cryptocurrencies run, they tend to run pretty hard. What would really help us get there, Anthony, on this question, what would really help us get there are listings with, Coinbase, Binance, some of those majors. And then, of course, for the Saitamask wallet to just come out and blow us away. If the Saitamask wallet comes out and it's incredible and delivers as they're hoping or promising that it will, it would be awesome. It would be awesome if we can, you get to the point where that thing, and they're talking about next year on some of these additions to the Saitamask wallet. But if we can get to the point where you can go to a point of sale and pay with your Saitama, or you can take your credit card and just drop money straight into Saitamask and buy cryptocurrencies instead of going through multiple steps. And for me to buy in Coinbase wallet, I have to buy Ethereum, which now they've kind of made it so I can be in the Coinbase wallet and buy through Ethereum, or Ethereum through Coinbase, and pull it back into the wallet and then start transacting. That's great. But now you go try to buy something and the gas fees are $150, $200. When you're trying to make a $200 transaction on something, that value proposition does not work. It just doesn't work. So, okay. All right. See if there's anything else here that I want to touch on really quick before we call this. Shib Trucker. Been through it with Shiba Swap. Still held my position. Already know it takes 6. Yeah. So Shib Trucker, I still hold some of mine too. I did finally sell some of my Shiba Inu. I had 200 million coins staked. I sold 75 million, and I bought more. I don't know. I actually think I bought some Klee because I wanted to play the Klee Runner game, which is fun, but it's pretty basic. But yeah, it did. It took a long time. But Shiba Inu was totally flat for 90 days. And after the Shiba swap, we were all expecting Coinbase. We actually got listed on Coinbase and then unlisted on Coinbase. So this is early, you guys. It's going to take some time. And yeah, Bud is saying 509 by December. Yeah, Bud says a lot of things. Bud said it would burn 2 zeros by the Saitamask launch too. Okay, that was what caused me to make a $20,000 donation promise if it did. But these are guesses. They're people's guesses, and they don't know. There's no way you can know. We don't have crystal balls. And I like Bud. I think he's a nice guy, but he's very bold with his predictions. His predictions are on the opposite side of where mine are. I try to be conservative, and even then I'm wrong. But he likes to go hard. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible. That 509 or burning that next zero. I said in a video like 4 days ago, it might be possible to do that. I made a video on the burn about 3 weeks ago where I said I didn't know if that would be possible. It would be a huge stretch. And then I watched Shiba Inu go from 3 billion to 40 billion in like a week. So is it possible? Yes, it's possible. It's just, it's anybody's guess. It's going to depend on what happens in the overall market. And if we can bring the positivity back to the project and Saitamask delivers, and it could happen. I hope it does, you guys. Nobody wants that to happen more than I do. I mean, I've got like 1 trillion coins. So if it goes there, I basically have accomplished what I told you guys in the same stream would cause me to take some profits, like maybe 25% of my holdings or something like that. So, all right. Omar, thanks for watching the videos. I appreciate that. Very kind. The anti-whale feature does exist. Booligan, it can't stop them from trading. It just hits them with heavier fees than the regular 4%. And really, I'd still like to see a lot more transparency on that, how that works. It's hard to actually see it. All right. Good luck. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you all. It's very kind of you to join me on the stream. It's a hard day to talk about this, and I'm open to it. I think other people are taking a break, and you'll see them come back tomorrow. I'm sure we're going to see some. You can call it damage control, but I think there'll be some sincere um, remorse, I guess, or apologies coming for maybe the way things went down. I don't think it wasn't ill intended, you guys. It did look to me like Murphy's Law kind of caught up with us on that one, and several things that could have gone right just didn't go as smooth as they could have. So we'll just hang in and see what's going on. I look forward to the Saitamask and being able to see it and be able to use it, and I'll investigate some of these other things people are talking about. I don't know what's going on. Some of these comments, the discussions about fraud, it's not the first place I've seen it in these comments, but I just haven't had a chance to research any of it. And I'm willing to call a spade a spade if we see something that looks really out of place or makes me nervous. And it definitely would make me not want to look at additional projects if that's what it was. If I saw something really egregious, but I don't really know, and I'm not really willing to dive into that without really looking into it. So hey folks, I will look into it. JS, I will. I won't be able to do it probably tomorrow, because tomorrow is a big day for me in terms of due diligence with the business that we're looking at. But I do appreciate you guys. I hope you feel like you're getting straight answers, and I let me know what you're seeing. If you want to drop comments in my videos, let me know. I have Twitter. You can tweet at me. You can send me a DM. My email's listed in all of the links in the descriptions of the videos. I'm happy to try to look into things. So, all right, rug pull. I see your comment there, and I'll try to use that as a starting place to dig a little deeper into this. And maybe that's something that, they're not going to be able to avoid it. That there's too much transparency and information out there. So we'll see if it gets addressed by the development team, if there's some legitimacy to it. And then we'll just take her from there. Hey guys, have a great night. I hope everybody's doing really well. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch up with you guys all soon.